Let's do this.
Hilarious to watch this happen. These people on Twitter had a meltdown over this game.
Let's start from the beginning again.
This was hilarious to watch this happen. These people on Twitter had a meltdown over this game.
So great to be back. I have missed you guys so much. I know I was gone for a little while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I'm so sorry. Between
Yeah,
the
exactly.
holidays, work,
Haven't seen you in a
catching up
bit.
on games, getting a new puppy, and then unfortunately getting pretty sick. It has been a lot, but I am
Can
doing
tell.
well now, and I can touch more on all of that at the end. But first, we have to catch up on everything that has happened while I was gone. Well,
Like
Play
what?
Obscure had a massive sweep at the Game Awards
That's
at
right.
the end of last year, and
Best game.
Man, I haven't played this game yet. Should I play this game? I don't know. Let's see how.
also witnessed the trailer
By
drop
far.
for the new Divinity game from Larian.
Nothing
We
was even
saw
close.
not one, not two, but 3 versions of Lara Croft get introduced.
Goddamn.
We
What?
learned that it is totally okay and even encouraged for devs to give feedback on how to make a character hotter, as long as it's Leon Kennedy
guess.
and
That's
as
right.
long as the devs are women. A game called Code Violet came out as a PS5 exclusive.
I watched DSP play this game. It was so fucking
No idea
terrible.
what
It was
game this
amazing.
is.
Why you
It
ask?
was. It
Because
was
the
so
devs said they
entertaining.
did not want PC modders to turn it into a
Huh.
good
Just realized. Wait, I should move my camera. This is what happens when you. Oh shit. Okay. I know what. I'm gonna put myself up here. Okay. I'm gonna block the chat because I don't know. Apparently there's some rules about chat. So guys, screw this. You guys just have to watch it this way. Love it. One guy is. You know why I love this format? Basically, it's like the three of us are having a conversation. I am literally hijacking their conversation.
Gooner game. Well, given the game's poor reception, I bet they wish the Gooners were here now. We also got new Fable news, and while I am still not 100%
Game looks
sold
better.
on this one, I will at least say the world looks very whimsical. It gives a lot of Hogwarts Legacy vibes. 2 medieval games, Knights
Yeah,
Path.
I think that I think Fable came out like with that gameplay trailer. I think it was a lot better than I had expected. It was a lot better.
Don't know anything about all these games.
1348 X Photo
Whoa. Never mind. Moving on.
both dropped trailers, and these 2 games pretty much perfectly sum up the state of the discourse in the industry right
Man.
now. And then, finally, there's Highguard, which launched and managed to break almost 100,000 concurrent players.
Fantastic.
Unfortunately, it has now lost about 90% of those players and is sitting at like
Only
20,000
Too
mostly
bad.
negative reviews on Steam. And while everyone is mad at Jeff Keighley for promoting this game, I
It's
am more
not his
concerned
fault.
about Jeff himself. He
Yeah.
was the sole marketer for this game. Basically the only
Yeah,
one.
who cares?
What do they have on him?
Yeah, man.
The Lone
The start to
Ranger.
2026 has been a lot, so let's dive in. I was late night scrolling through Twitter last week when I came across a post of this cutie. It turns out she is a romanceable character
Yep.
for the upcoming game Knight's Path, and I thought, oh
Knight's
wow,
what?
she's really pretty. That was it. That was my whole thought. And I was about to keep scrolling,
Yeah,
but then
I wouldn't
remembered,
disagree with her.
That's not allowed. Not around here, partner. Not around here. Like clockwork, I checked the replies, and there it is. Gooner bait.
No modern stuff, but she's clearly wearing makeup that didn't exist in the time of your game is set. Okay, so having a gay character will be more realistic than her clearly having this. Sure. You know, mascara was okay, whatever. This game is going to be a new home for the incels. I'm like, sure, what's the problem? Perfectly normal looking woman, generic blonde AI generic Gooner slop character. Yep. Let's take like 3 prompts with GPT. Shame none of them were lame.
So
No modern stuff, but she's clearly wearing makeup that didn't exist in the time your game is set. Having a gay character would be more realistic than having her have lipstick. You know, mascara wasn't invented until 1830. I thought this game was supposed to be about realism.
Is it?
Bro, like, it's just... What are y'all talking about?
Exactly.
And I just have to ask,
What is this?
have we really fallen this
game's
far?
gonna be a new
have
home
we
for
gotten so
incels.
used to unattractive
Yep.
female characters that look like they were generated
Looks like a sex doll or a 21st century cosplayer, not a real human being from before the
As if
modern
you would
times.
know.
Right, okay.
by an AI
think
trained
so.
on solely mugshots that now a woman with a normal, pretty face is
Yes.
considered gooner bait. I would like to add, it is literally just her face.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, you don't even know what her body looks like. Well, do
Exactly.
you want to know the reason why people are angry about this? Is because it's a bunch of fat women sitting there that see a pretty attractive girl, and it makes them mad.
Yeah.
That's the reason why.
Sounds
as
about
soon as
right.
you understand that basically I think, this is my opinion, that the entire push of making characters unattractive in video games is just women trying to not see characters that make them feel bad.
Look, if I want to look at unattractive characters, I would just go out. Nothing against people in real life. It's just, that's why we call it unrealistic beauty expectations. Yeah, that's the whole point, right?
I think that's literally it. That's the entire thing.
Picture is from the neck up. She is just standing there.
You know, basically, right? A long time ago while I was single, not telling you guys how long ago, I realized that and then I was trying to date. So basically I realized that of course we want to date someone attractive, whether guy or girls. And I realized I would be lying if I said that I wasn't looking for someone attractive. Like, it'd be full of shit. Some people are like, so at some point I was swiping on dating apps. So I was trying to look for someone that I could go out with, genuinely connect with, and have a relationship with. So as I was doing it, I realized, of course, I will look for those who I find attractive, right? It's up to you who you find attractive, but I would definitely want to match with someone I find attractive. And is that so wrong? Yeah, actually, it's just that simple. Is that so wrong? What's wrong with that? If you want to date someone who's unattractive, by all means, go ahead, do it. But I don't want to. And anyone who cannot understand that is probably exactly why I'm not dating that person. And or plus, then we know who's not the attractive ones.
No
minding your
guys
own
asking
business
for this.
prettily, and the horny police say straight to jail. But
That's
honestly,
not what that meme was made for, okay, please. That is not what this meme is for.
I was so proud of the devs for sticking to their guns amid the backlash. This art direction came directly from a poll that they had run previously with their audience, and they followed through wholeheartedly. But then came the thing that really set people off. Someone asked if there would be representation in the game.
Representation
And
of
the
what?
devs did the unthinkable. And I realized in that moment that it would not have mattered how they said it.
Care about gaming and fun, not modern agendas.
Exactly.
These people, like, bro, they were so mad over this. And you know what's really funny about this? The game did so well too. It's already gotten over like 100,000,
really?
200,000
Should I check it out? How do you play this
Or
game?
what exactly it was that they said. The problem was always going to be that they said
And
no.
look at his profile picture.
And
This guy's
you know
a meme.
what?
He's memeing anyway.
Good for them. Because if this industry is going to course correct, we need devs who can say no without fear. The
Yeah,
pendulum
exactly. Like, I mean, if you want to have gay shit in your game, do it. If you don't want to have gay shit in your game, don't do it. But you can't have a culture where people feel like they can force their ideology on everybody else.
That's true.
And then try to shame anybody who's not playing along with it. That's exactly what happened with like removing male and female, where like certain developers felt pressure to get rid of that because other developers were already bullied into it. And then you have a consensus that comes into play, and now everybody's doing it. It's retarded. And the way that you solve it is just by standing up for yourself and saying that, you know what, I'm not going to put up with this shit, and no, it's not okay.
has just got to swing, and this is what it looks like. We need devs that are solely focused on the story that they want to tell and something that they are truly passionate about. Rather than trying to cater to the modern audience or make something for everyone, we need devs who aren't bending over to appease journalists or loud Twitter actors.
I mean, most people don't mind the male and female thing, right, in the first place. I mean, I know sometimes they explain it by, oh, devs have to stick to their guns and not cater to the modern audience. But, I mean, aren't we the modern audience? And as long as you generally just cater to the majority of your customers, whatever it is they want in general, definitely there's a sense of an essence of keeping to your brand or whatever it is you're working towards. But once you've decided that, that once you've decided who your audience are, who are the people you want to serve, they just stick to that lah. You don't have to go pander to, honestly, people that wouldn't buy your games anyway.
Activists, devs who are not using their Steam page solely as a LinkedIn diversity statement. Knight's Path is a game that knows exactly who it's for.
Good way to say it.
And it is building for them. And it turns out
it's a guy game. Yeah, I'm sorry, but like any game where they say this is the romanceable character and it's a hot blonde, that's a game for guys. It is. For sure.
Actually,
Wouldn't
a
know,
lot
I
of
didn't play
gamers
this
because
game.
they are already at
Imagine that.
200,000
Wow.
wish lists, including
Ooh,
me. And
that's fun.
you may or may not hear my voice in there
I didn't know it was
somewhere
100 or
whenever the game
200.
releases.
Apparently
Now,
it's
if
200.
Knight's Path
Interesting,
isn't
she
your
voiced
that
it.
is totally fine. You do have options. You could check out 1348X Photo, where you play as an angry lesbian knight with a bowl cut on a revenge quest across medieval
That's why
Italy.
she looks
And I do-
horrendous.
Of course.
Yeah.
do say this genuinely, that is one of the most unique,
Yeah.
yet also not unique pitches I have heard in a long time.
Yeah,
Why
I've
does
seen
she
too many
suspiciously
like
look
this.
like Bella Ramsey? I don't know.
Who?
The game also features Jennifer English, though, who I love so much, and I think she is so talented. But
Yeah.
I will be honest with you, you know how I feel about my female characters, and when I saw the trailer, my thought was simply, I am not sure who is, but I certainly am not the target audience for this, and
Yeah.
I clicked off. And apparently,
Nobody wants to play as scuffed Joan of Arc.
Hmm.
It's ridiculous.
when the X Photo devs saw everything happening with Knight's Path, they could not do the same. They hopped into the discourse with a snarky modern
Wait, what?
agenda.
Don't forget to wishlist and note the release date on your modern agenda. The WoW has been made. The quest begins. Meet Bianca. 1348 Exoto.
To tweet of
Don't forget to wishlist and note the release on your modern agenda. Wait, what?
their own, and journalists immediately materialized to defend them. Here is what is so funny to me.
What?
If you are confident in your game and your audience,
Mm-hmm.
why say anything at all?
What?
Well,
Yeah, who
apparently they
cares?
can dish it out, but not take it, because they have now closed their Steam discussion boards. Very night-like, very chivalrous.
Oh my god. It's almost as if all the people on Twitter that are botting likes and that are basically agreeing with each other don't actually play video games.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
And
there are very
speaking
few
of
of
rebel
them.
nerds, we have to talk about the GOAT himself, Mr. Leon Kennedy. I will admit, even though I am so excited for the game, I am way too much of a baby to play Requiem when it comes out, so I will have to watch my husband play through it first. But we recently learned that
Requiem,
during
oh.
RE9 development,
Yeah.
a lot of the female devs had input on making sure Leon stayed hot, and they
Yeah.
were getting very detailed about it, like the wrinkles on his
Leon Kennedy's hot uncle design in the new Resident Evil is thanks to the women on the dev team, says director, who would point out and comment on even the finest details like the wrinkles on his neck. Wow. Local zombie reportedly too shy to bite Leon Kennedy's perfect neck.
his neck
Okay.
detailed. You know what?
Yep.
I respect it. The response from everyone has also been great. Joking about it, celebrating it. Yes, give us more
Yeah,
hot
that's a
Uncle
daddy
Leon,
there,
but
right?
Sure.
here is where I do start to spiral a little bit. We just went through this whole thing with Knight's Path. A female character shows up with a nice face, and suddenly it is incel chud bait. But for some reason, the same energy does not exist for Leon and his carefully workshopped neck wrinkles.
Look. Hey, give me a second, I need to check what her name is. Hey, you forgot to tag her, bro. Usually you tag her video in it. I need to figure out. Oh my god, what's her name again? Oh shoot. We'll figure it out somewhere at the end. Wait, recent gaming, blah 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 blah. Oh, where is she? Christine Grace, is it? Let's try first. Wait, I saw something there. Oh, dude, it's a good thing. It's a healthy, normal female that's married. Let's confirm first. I think her name is Christine Grace Smith. Is that her? Oh no, shit, it's a different person. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. Oh, okay, never mind. We'll figure it out once the video is ended.
Because it's completely done by women. That's the reason why. It's women that are doing this. Women
different-
loved. There's nothing that women hate more than women that are more attractive than they are.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
sounds
let me
about
tell
right.
you something. Oh my god. This is why I've said this many times that every single time that a group of girls gets together and they decide who's the most attractive and the most beautiful out of all of you, they will all collectively agree to make the fattest, ugliest girl the most attractive and the prettiest out of all of them. And the reason why isn't because they believe it, it's because they don't believe it. It's because they know that they can do that and there will be no threat to them at all. That's the real reason.
So this reminds me of a joke. I think this is a Chris Rock joke many years ago. Definitely his earlier stand-up, right? Before he got too famous and got to his like divorce and everything. This was before that, while he was still poor basically, or kind of poor. So he had this joke where same thing. Where I say, who hates women more, men or women? I say women, because if a man sees another man with a great like girlfriend or wife, he'll look at another man and say, I need to get myself a girl like that. But if a woman sees one of their friends or another woman with a great guy, they'll think to themselves, I want that. And that's what happens after that. So basically same thing lah. Women are women's biggest competition.
Yep.
Nobody is calling those devs weird or for putting thought into making him attractive. They are passionate about making him attractive, and there is nothing wrong with that. They enjoy it, the audience will enjoy it, and it will help sell more copies of the...
Dude, I play a game where the guy looks hotter as well. Not because I'm attractive, because like then I'm playing the hot or cool guy. So win for guys as well if the guy is hot.
Yeah,
and it is the same thing with Lara Croft, a character who has always been meant to be attractive, but the recent reboot comes out and suddenly people are clutching their pearls over her outfits, over her wearing makeup in a video game where she fights dinosaurs.
What's the problem?
Does she need mascara to explore a tomb?
Why not?
I don't know. Why does Leon need neck wrinkles to fight zombies? Why does anyone need to look good doing anything? It is a video game. It is for fun, escape, and enjoyment.
Rules for thee, but different ideas.
Not for me, I guess. Okay,
true.
Let's talk about Highguard, which is truly one of the games of all time. So, like I mentioned, it launched with almost...
This game had the same problem. Like, all these games have these same problems every single time. Is that they make this is like
probably
an
gameplay sucks
infection
also
inside of American gaming media. It is. American gaming media is completely infected. And this is even, I would say it's true with TV shows and movies to a lesser extent, is that this fixation that they have around one way or another, making things seem realistic, making them fit an agenda, or giving them some sort of ideological slant. Because I don't know about you guys, but like, even whenever I play games that don't have like a very explicit message to them, there's like a certain type of vibe that these certain games have that like that this game was made and it was designed by people that want you to think this way. Like, am I crazy for thinking that?
I wouldn't know, dude. I don't really play all these games. If you say the game is not good, I'm not gonna buy it anyway.
I get you. And I think this is unique to American games. Even European games don't have this problem. You know, like Polish games, French games, like Expedition 33 don't have this problem. Obviously, Chinese games don't have this problem. Japanese games don't have this problem. It is
Japanese games is all about the gacha, okay? They just want to suck your money dry. That Chinese games kind of, they want to do the same thing, but they have a lot more rules and regulations on them from China, so they can't suck you dry as quickly as Japanese games can.
Really an American issue.
100,000 concurrent players, very huge numbers, and then almost immediately lost about 90% of them. Now, I am...
Oh, I just realized that I do have a way to find out per channel. It said there. What ground NPC? Ground NPC. The background NPC. There you go. We found her. We will... we just subscribe first. Later lah, we will save her. We'll save it later lah. Okay. Don't worry.
Not gonna jump on Jeff Keighley too hard for this one. I genuinely do not know what it was that he saw in this game, because after watching some gameplay, it's pretty rough, and I think the conversation probably went something like this. Jeff played a demo, fell in love for reasons unknown, told the devs, I am giving you a primetime slot in this year's Game Awards.
Reasons unknown.
And they were probably
True.
like, are you sure, Jeff?
For some
I don't know,
yeah, I did.
maybe a smaller slot, maybe a tweet.
Be like, reasons unknown. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's the unknown reasons.
And Jeff said, no, final spot, trust. And then he pointed finger guns at them and he walked away. But then reality happened, and it turns out, much like everyone was expecting, the game is not great. Now, to try and be super fair, I do think the internet was also
I don't think they paid him
for something.
I don't think so.
You know,
No? You don't think they did? That's the most obvious reason, no? Well, I'm not knowledgeable enough about the industry to comment.
Everyone was looking for the next
I think people
Concord.
just making that up.
They wanted a new punching bag, and Highguard showed up at exactly the wrong moment with maximum spotlight on them. And I don't think most people are rooting for games to fail. Highguard was just at the wrong place.
I always want to see a game that represents an ideology that I hate fail. I do. I always want to see it. And that's not just like a political thing. I don't really care as much even about that. I care about like a game that represents a industry that's disconnected with its audience. I think it's a good thing if something like that fails, because it means the market's working.
The wrong time, and
that's what I think.
This is just yet another sign that people are so over the modern slop.
I just realized I need to check my audio.
Good games, and we want to be excited about good games. And when something gets hyped up like that and it does not deliver, it's gonna get roasted. Now, had this not been announced like it was at the Game Awards, had they just been left alone and done their own thing,
it would die.
They probably would have been fine. It would have launched to a much smaller group, and they would have had the time.
They would have had dozens of players. Dozens of people would have played Highguard.
Make changes and develop, and that could still happen. I really am hoping that they will be able to turn it around. Speaking of turning things around,
I will say that I find it respectable that they're trying to add in new modes. And if they're able to repair Highguard and make it good, I will be really tremendously impressed. But right now, I'm just not really imagining that happening. I think it's respectable that they, you know, again, a captain that's willing to go down with his ship.
That's fair, though. That's fair.
I really did not think that it could get much worse for them after last year, and I have conflicting feelings about all of this. Part of me wants to do the Death Note meme, but the other part of me, this is a company that I used to love. Running across rooftops as Ezio, Pagan Min being one of my favorite villains ever, me and my cousins performing Rasputin on Just Dance because we took that game way too seriously. Ubisoft used to have the special sauce, so seeing where they are now, it's pretty rough. And
I think the main reason why Ubisoft is failing is because they're spread too thin. I think they
honestly don't really care. I started hating, I won't say hate, I dislike. I stopped playing the Assassin's Creed series when it stopped being about assassination or assassin stuff. When they turn it into like open running around RPG, I mean, like, I just want to assassinate stuff, and I just want creative ways to assassinate more people. And then when they start making the whole fighting thing more for me, I don't know. It's just not Assassin's Creed anymore. Dude, if you want to make a game like this off the base of Assassin's Creed, go ahead. Just don't call it Assassin's Creed, because basically not really an Assassin's Creed game anymore, right? Sorry. This is me flipping out a bit. It just pissed me off because I love the Assassin's Creed game so much. I remember playing it years ago. I loved it. I even played the freaking mobile game, dude. It was like some small, cute little thing on my iPad. I was sort of doing challenges and missions and shit and everything. It was so fun. And then they started going into like those, I don't know, Spartan or like, I don't know, like your spears. I just remember there was some spear shit going on. And that's when I realized, screw this shit. I stopped playing. So honestly, it doesn't really matter to me that Assassin's Creed is failing right now or Ubisoft just dying. What did piss me off though is that when I first played Assassin's Creed, one of my dreams with Assassin's Creed is that if they ever went to Japan, I would get to do the ninja shit, like all the ninja stuff. And so they went to Japan and still no ninja shit, whatever lah, who cares, screw them.
They built up their studio too big, and they don't have the like the leadership qualities to manage multiple high-level projects at the same time. And instead of canceling projects like, let's say, Blizzard did, what they did instead is they released them anyway. So like Blizzard, you don't know, like they got rid of Titan. They got rid of, there was another, a survival game too. I think there was a third game, StarCraft Ghost, in like the mid 2000s. Like Blizzard aborted all 3 of these games. Like they didn't even come out. So the fact is that Ubisoft has a lack of quality control. They have too much of a, they have all these different studios. And on top of that, they're trying to release like 2 or 3 AAA games a year in some cases. And they're also maintaining existing live service games. They're spread way too fucking thin. So maybe Ubisoft could come together and make a really good game if they focused on just making one game. But unfortunately, I don't think that's going to happen. I think that they're cooked. And I think they've spread themselves too thin. I don't think that they can retract in a way that's healthy. I think they're going to have to end up, they've already sold off like a lot of their IPs to a subsidiary that's owned partially by China, Tencent. So I think they're just fucked. But that is the act.
You know what's ironic? Them selling the IP to Tencent actually gives me hope that Tencent might really make use of it and actually churn out something fun for me to play.
Actual structural reason. Like you can talk about it being woke or whatever else, but I can guarantee you that if Ubisoft took the same guys and the same energy that they had making Assassin's Creed Black Flag and they made it with
oh my god, Black Flag, if I'm not mistaken, was fantastic. I loved it so much. I was doing naval battles like non-stop. I was like, honestly, first half of the game, I was a bit lost in that I wasn't doing enough naval battle because, so that's where they kind of get it confused, right? Because it's an Assassin's Creed game. So in my mind, I was like, let's go assassinate stuff. But then you slowly get into it and you get the naval battles and you get to jump onto the other ships and you run around the whole ship killing people and stuff. Oh my god, it was so freaking fun, dude. I loved it. One of the best naval games I've ever played, I think, really. It really set the bar for, I think, other naval games, but never understood why no other games could replicate that. It was so fun.
Fucking escaped slave right after the Civil War, like they were gonna do, with like this guy being an assassin for like the KKK and other racist people in America. Cool, and like maybe even like a soldier inside of the Union Army during Civil War. This would have been like one of the greatest games ever made. It would have been insanely fucking good if they brought that same energy into it.
Someone in the chat, well, I think Asmond's chat said too political, but isn't that partially the point though? Assassin's Creed game could tell a story, a bit of history, and a bit of what if in the history. I thought that was, honestly, I felt that was the cool part about Assassin's Creed.
Because again, like just think about Django Unchained.
And not only that, Assassin's Creed kind of like gives you exposure, or gives a specific country or history, timeline, story exposure to the world. Because if I didn't play Assassin's Creed, well, I wouldn't know so much about that part of the world, but I still don't know that much. But it was fun running around thinking like I was in the streets of Venice and shit. I don't know, around there lah. I was a lot younger, okay, so memory retention wasn't quite there. But I believe if I played the game today, I would learn a lot more about those countries and history to a certain extent. Obviously, I'm not going to believe everything there as like the truth, right? That's history, but it would give me insight. It would make me curious enough to go check, okay, so what actually happened in history? You know what I mean? I don't know.
The game with like, really cool exploration. It would be nuts. Too political? I don't think people would care. I think people would still play it. They'd like it a lot.
Yeah, exactly. I would think it's a great way for the rest of the world to learn about that region's politics and history actually.
So the problem is that they can't do that. And I think also it would have been a lot safer if they had just basically made Ghost of Tsushima called Assassin's Creed. Like, rather than try to add in, a woman and a black guy as like the main characters. It was stupid. Mm-hmm. But I really do think that structurally they have a huge problem with the way that it's managed. And I can't not see that.
You're only 1 month into the Grand 2.6.
Done, right?
Already 6 games canceled, including the Prince of Persia remake that they announced like 5.
Imagine having to... Guys... We can't make the game that we made 22 years ago. We can't do it again. I know. We just can't do it.
5 years ago.
Sorry.
7 more games have been delayed. 2 studios shut down. They have a €1 billion loss expected this year. And the stock
€1 billion? What the hell?
Now, there are lots of reasons for why this is happening. And some people want to blame the market. But for Ubisoft, I think it is pretty simple. They stopped making great games. And that is a crazy take, I know. But clearly, their priorities shifted to monetization models, internal HR initiatives, consulting firms telling them what modern players really want.
This is what
and
you really want.
Then just picking fights with their own audience base. Do you remember when their subscriptions guy said that players need to get comfortable not owning their own games? Not how do we make games that people will love, but how do we extract maximum value from people that
I'm very comfortable not owning a lot of Ubisoft games. Mission accomplished.
Yep.
we don't even like. And when Ubisoft's games underperform, do they reflect? Nope. Outlaws undersold, they blamed to Star Wars. Shadows got backlash, they called it a battle that they fought.
We have to stop focusing on those who hated us. Ubisoft says it won the battle against Assassin's Creed Shadows backlash. Sure. Company response to the backlash was detailed in a recent presentation.
A battle with their own customers, and their plan
going to war with your own customers. How'd that go?
to fix things moving forward. More empty open worlds, more live service. The same exact formula that got them here, which is literally the definition of insanity. Doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results, which I do have to point out that a character from their own game, Far Cry 3, actually quotes. So that is one side of the coin. Now,
sorry, what?
From their own game, over and over, expecting different results, which I do have to point out that a character from their own game, Far Cry 3,
they are the one that made Far Cry
so
as
that
well.
is one side of the coin. Now, let me show you the other side. While Ubisoft is collapsing, Sven Vinka casually posts that Divinity Original Sin 2, a game from 2017, just had its best sales month since launch.
Wow. What?
How does that even happen?
Sales for both Divinity, I don't know what BG3 is, I forgot the name. Anyway. Origin Sin 2. Interesting. Since wait, wish I'd removed the squirrel. Wait, 2017? Oh yeah, BG's Baldur's Gate 3. Wait,
Well, I'll tell you how that happens. It's because all the noise and all the people mad about the game
maybe I should
AI,
go play those.
They weren't real.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody actually gave a shit. That's the thing. That's the real reason. Is that all of that noise on social media is totally artificial.
Well,
that's the real
Sven
reason.
says it's pretty simple. They make great games and they respect and like their players. At the Game Awards, they announced their return to Divinity, their most ambitious game yet.
So knows as this one, but here this is our biggest movie and we can't wait to show it. You know, I suspect a lot of people are going to be buying this
Bigger
game.
than Baldur's Gate 3, and you could just feel the passion radiating off of it. But shortly after that,
My wife would play this with me.
They hit a bit of controversy over sharing that they were using Gen AI tool experimentation, which personally, I think the whole blow up over this was a bit ridiculous. They're
all using Gen AI. I mean, they are. It's obvious. Like, I've heard from people inside the industry that tons of these people are using it constantly. And so
I think the core when it comes to AI, people forget, is that it's not that we hate Gen AI, it's we hate Gen AI used badly. It's the same concept as it's not that we hate CGI, we just hate bad CGI. So don't get it mixed up, dude. If they can use Gen AI to produce faster, better graphics at a cheaper cost, it's actually great for consumers. The problem is, can you do it well? And a lot of these guys aren't doing it well.
Some of them even use it at home in order to storyboard things themselves. Like privately.
Makes sense.
Like, obviously, duh, of course they're going to do that. Like, if this is a tool that's going to save a bunch of money, they're going to use the tool. Like, duh.
Trying to be transparent about their creative process. But anyway, with all of that, what did they do when they were hit with that backlash? Did they gaslight everyone? Did they call it a battle? Nope.
No,
they
just
held
talked
a
to
Reddit
people.
town hall with Sven, the art team, the writers answering questions directly. It is clear that they have a lot of passion and love for what they do and for their audience. Look no further than all of the free content that they released the past 2 years for Baldur's Gate, and after 20 million copies and all of those awards, they are still indie. They even chose to walk away from the Baldur's Gate franchise for now, which would have been a guaranteed money printer for them because they wanted to work on something they were more passionate about and deliver the most amount of value for their fans. Same industry, but completely opposite results. I think it really does come down to two questions. Do you like the game you were working on? And do you like the people you were making it for? Because when the answer to both is yes, you get Larian. When the answer to both is no,
you get Ubisoft.
You get Ubisoft.
That's
Side
right.
note, I did finally
How did I
play
know
DOS
that?
2 over the holidays. I was one of those post-spike sales.
No, I'm gonna be honest. Like, that's definitely the case. It is. Like, I feel like really, and this is what's happened with a lot of these studios, is that, like, I hear these game developers and, like, regularly saying things that are, like, patronizing towards groups of people that play video games. And it's like, don't you know these people are, like, the main audience? Like, these are the main people playing video games. Who the fuck else do you think is playing video games?
Exactly.
Got to me. What can I say? And the whole time I was playing, I kept saying, this reminds me of Baldur's Gate 3. So if you are into CRPGs, I highly recommend it. It is a very well done game.
Wait,
Woo, okay. Into CRPGs, playing, I kept saying, this reminds me of Baldur's Gate 3. So if you are the whole time I was playing, I kept saying,
the main audience? Like, these are the main people playing video games. Who the fuck else do you think is playing video games?
Got to me. What can I say? And the whole time I was playing, I kept saying, this
audience, like,
oh, DVD original.
There's so much moving here. Like I said at the start, it has been a while, but you know what they say, absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Man.
So hopefully that is true for you too. Hopefully you missed me at least a little bit. It was a really busy couple of months though. I had family stuff, holidays, work. I finally did get to play Dispatch though. I beat DOS 2, which took a lot longer than I expected.
I don't even want to hear it.
Just getting to sit down and get lost in a good game again, it felt really great. Something that didn't feel great was watching Stranger Things season 5 and realizing that I would never get that time back. I also got a new puppy who was very cute and very chaotic, and then I got sick for like 2 weeks straight, but I am back now and I'm feeling much better, and I am super excited for everything 2026 has in store.
I mean,
so thank you so much for watching. Thank you for sticking with me,
whatever,
and I'll
just be
see you in the
healthy.
next one.
Yeah, it was a really nice video. It was.
Yeah, it is.
Like, I
The
feel like
background
really,
NPC.
Honestly, it was so fucking funny for me to see the knights. This is the main thing that I was like looking at here. It was so fucking funny for me to see this crash out. I don't understand why they did this. Don't forget to wish list and note the release date for your modern agenda. Why would you even do this? What are you thinking? I don't know why. It's a W video. Yeah, it was. I'll link you guys the video. Give it a like. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. I don't know lah. Don't know why they so how we call it. I mean, to be honest, most people that I talk to, they don't really pay that much attention. I mean, paying that much attention to the video game scene is not really a Malaysian gamer kind of thing. Most people I talk to aren't really aware of all these thoughts and ideas. It's generally just me because I watch too much Asmond, and him reacting to all the different YouTubers and videos out there. So it's more of a me problem than anything.